Всем привет! Сегодня я продолжаю транслировать события краски фиалкового сада. Должны были открыться остальные квесты. Так что пришло время узнать, что же было дальше. Так, да, отлично, уже открылась. История фиалкового сада, глава 4. Дворец в черных тонах. Как истина откроет Кадзуха после своих расследований. Древняя тайна, забытая на многие годы, вот-вот раскроется. Что ж, вперед. Дождитесь полудня следующего дня. Так, подождите-ка, кажется, там что-то было еще со временем. 12. Так, вначале сделаю это. Вперед. Что-то он мне не показал. Так. Тут. Так. На нужном острове. Эй, что такое? Что случилось? Что-то. Так. Какой-то глюк. Какая-то непонятная история с клавиатурой происходит. Кажется, это дело в игре. Дома. Да, не поняла. Ага. Что-то рассказывает снова. Про некую Сакуру, которая очень хорошо разбирается в цветочном искусстве. Почему-то испугалась поучаствовать в празднике. Интересно. Так, видимо, я что-то с временем перепутала. Внимательно. Отлично, квест открылся. Так, сегодняшняя загадка цветов: нефритовые листья отдыхают, цветы рождаются на ветру. Говорят, что люди в соседней стране свободу так и не пришли к единому мнению о том, что за растение анемония. Но что остается бесспорным, так это цвет. Зеленые листья на заднем плане и зеленая трава на садовой почве, которые соответствуют цветочной сцене и основе в цветочном искусстве Надзумы. Довольно-таки симпатичная такая позиция. Что ж, задание открылось, что это вообще? Так, какой же там был цвет? Зелененький, похоже на вот этот. Она похожа на такую. Сложноватая эта история. Не знаю, успевает ли кто-то вообще такое сделать за отведенное время. Не похожий. И как-то проще дождаться. В этот раз вообще даже пробовать не буду. Так. Угу. Снова дикий лавр, зеленые листья на ветерке, сцена. Дикий лавр, зеленые листья на ветерке. Основной цветок спереди слева. Обещание голубых небес низко. Вот оно. Силуэт грез ветра средняя. Силуэт средняя. Спереди справа. Обещание голубых небес низко. Сзади слева. Тени заката средняя. Сзади по центру. Силуэт грез ветра высоко. И основной цветок сзади справа. Обещание голубых небес. Ой-ой-ой. Средняя. Так, отлично, ура. Это есть. Да, давай найдем. Конечно. Сейчас только. Поймон уже зовет скорее. Так, 4-й, 13 часов еще. Понятно. Казуха. Ну что ж, вперед узнаем, что же было дальше.
Ah, you're here. It appears everyone has arrived. Last night, I visited a former servant who once worked for my family. I was able to learn the entirety of what happened all those years ago. In my great-grandfather's generation, the Ishin art was tasked with forging an important Goshinto according to an ancient forging diagram. Though all the craftsmen involved were very experienced, the process was still unsuccessful. Every blade that was forged was defective. When the deadline came, the blade still wasn't finished, so the craftsmen all fled and hid for fear of punishment. The Kaedahara clan and Yashiro Commission then conducted an investigation. My great-grandfather and the head of the Kamisato clan eventually tracked down the craftsmen near the seaside. However, they met fierce resistance from the craftsmen, and in the end, they were unable to prevent them from escaping by sea. The Kaedahara clan was severely punished for the swordsmiths that had escaped, and the family gradually fell into decline. Moreover, I heard that the head of the Kamisato clan was injured by the fleeing swordsmiths, which combined with his advanced age caused him to pass away shortly thereafter.
Yes. The sudden passing of the family head left the Kamisato clan leaderless. Treacherous people took advantage of the situation and put the family's status in the Yashiro Commission at jeopardy. This single incident had profound effects. Even after the position as head of the clan was passed to my father, the Kamisato clan still wasn't able to regain its prior reputation. But, thanks to my brother, everything is getting better now.
The failure to forge the blade was ultimately attributed to a lack of required skill and finesse. The Kaedahara clan and the Yashiro Commission always believed that was the case. However, the story of the 5 Kasen seems to imply that the failure didn't stem from a lack of skill, but rather, the diagram had been tampered with by someone.
Что ж, этот вывод, в принципе,
Miss
напрашивается,
Kamisato,
да.
I heard yesterday that the Yashiro Commission has still kept the diagram ever since the failed forging all those years ago. Might I ask you to do me a favor?
Yes, I understand. I will go back and search for the diagram. Please come meet me at the Kamisato estate later.
Так, отправляемся в имение Камисато.
Everyone, I've managed to find the old diagram.
Though the diagram is well preserved, you can still tell that it's seen at least 3 or 4 centuries of history.
Whoa, that's pretty old. Is it still possible to find any evidence of tampering?
At this point, we can only try our luck and see how we fare.
Так, они погружают чертеж в воду, по примеру того, как делали со стихами.
Although the effect is not too obvious, you can still see that some words have now started to smudge. Kazuha, this is clear evidence that this chart was indeed tampered with. Someone framed the Kaedahara clan all those years ago.
I see. But I fear that I've discovered this secret too late. When my grandfather was young, he proposed reviving the Ishin art many times to my great-grandfather. But my grandfather was only scolded for being too foolhardy. Yesterday, the former family servant said that my great-grandfather even went to the Yashiro Commission to request that diagram from the head of the Kamisato clan. He then showed that diagram to my grandfather and asked him and his subordinates to try to forge the sword. Sure enough, my grandfather also failed. My great-grandfather then told him, if you can't find the secret within, then the Ishin art deserves to fade from the world. My grandfather left Inazuma in a rage after hearing those words. He didn't ever see my great-grandfather again, even till the day of his passing. Looking back at it now, the argument between the two of them was simply meaningless.
Это очень грустно.
Oh, Kazuha.
I heard that your great-grandfather was very industrious when he was young, but later in life, he no longer bothered with the forging arts. It appears that his failure took quite a toll on him.
Kazuha, did your great-grandfather really say, "If you can't find the secret within"? Did he use those exact words?
Yes. The servant said that he personally heard those words, and still remembers them very clearly. My grandfather was so angry at the time that he smashed my great-grandfather's cherished bonsai tree.
Yes, it appears that you understand my meaning. Kazuha, if your great-grandfather thought that the Ishin art lacked finesse, then after witnessing his son's failure, wouldn't he have said something more along the lines of, "Your skills aren't sufficient"? But instead he said, "If you can't find the secret within." Don't you find that a little strange?
Huh? Oh. So you're saying my great-grandfather may have very well known that the failure was due to someone's tampering?
Yes. The current evidence suggests that is highly likely.
I apologize, but would you all please accompany me to the Tenryou Commission? After I became a wanted criminal, the Tenryou Commission seized my family's last remaining estate, which contained all of my family's old belongings. I want to inquire about the whereabouts of those belongings. If I can find them, we might be able to get some clues.
All right, let's get moving.
Так. Полетели.
What are you all doing here? Did something happen on Rito?
Ара очень серьезная, как всегда.
Kujo Sara. Perhaps you still remember me.
Думаю,
Yes, I do. You're Kaedehara Kazuha, a wanted criminal during the Vision Hunt decree. However, your arrest warrant has since been repealed.
Sarah, we'd like to ask about the Kaedehara clan's property that was seized by the Tenryou Commission. Do you know where all their belongings are now?
Yes, the items seized at that time are currently stored in the warehouse next to the police station. Since Kaedehara has come back to Inazuma, those items should be returned to their rightful owner.
No, I'm afraid you misunderstand. I'm not here to reclaim those belongings. I just want to investigate them for a personal matter.
не знаю, почему он не хочет забрать их.
I see. All right, I'll inform the police station. They'll take you into the warehouse.
Thank you, Sarah!
Kaedehara, about the Vision Hunt decree.
That's all in the past now, Kujo Sara. There's no need to mention it again. I know you've also had your own convictions and struggles. However, may I ask something of you?
Yes? What is it?
Currently, I have no plans to stay in Inazuma. As a result, those items from my family's estate are of no use to me. Madam Kujo, I believe you are a person of integrity. After our investigation is over, I'd like to ask if you can handle those belongings for me. Please, sell them, and use the money to help the poor.
All right, I understand. I'll be sure to take care of it.
Ясно.
Ah, you must be here to investigate the Kaedehara clan's belongings. Well, Madame Kujo's already informed me of the situation. Please, come this way. Ah, the Kaedehara clan's belongings are stored in this warehouse. Unfortunately, the items are scattered throughout in order to save space. My deepest apologies. However, I have clearly marked the corresponding items, so they shouldn't be too difficult to find. I'll be waiting for you at the door. Please, come see me if you require any assistance.
Kazuha, since the items are scattered throughout the building, I propose we split up and look for clues.
Yes, sounds like a plan. Thanks for your help, everyone.
Так.
Oh, it's you.
Whoa, this folding screen looks pretty old, though.
Yes. Perhaps if it were better maintained, then it could fetch a decent price. However, I doubt it could be sold in its current condition. I was taking a closer look just now and noticed a large piece of dirt caught in the fabric fibers on the back side. The soil is deeply embedded into the cloth. That means a great deal of force was used when the dirt was lodged into the cloth. It's likely that this patch of dirt is from the very because this is not. Let me think. If I wanted to leave a message...
Albedo seems to be thinking pretty hard.
Так, что же заметил Синцю?
What did you find, Shincho?
I found quite the pile of these books here are all related to smelting steel. And these are about the...
The books about plants and flowers.
I skimmed through them just now, but I didn't find anything particularly worth noting.
Тоже ничего не нашел. Так, Венти, может быть, ты порадуешь?
There must be some around here. Do you see all these pots here? Some of them are bound to...
Конечно.
Everyone else is trying.
I merely...
Well, Paimon doesn't really get why What if we don't end up finding anything today?
I know you are worried about Kazuha, since Kazuha made such a request to Sara. That indicates he's already made his choice. Whether we find out the truth or not today... No, not intuition. Leave the things here to me. You two can...
Понятно. Хотя скорее непонятно. А я...
Oh, it's you.
Oh, since the Kaedehara clan was a family of renowned sword...
I'm afraid not. Although the sword rack is made of fine wood, the blade on the sword hasn't been sharpened, but there are...
Let Paimon see! Oh, there seems to be a couple uneven characters. Paimon can imagine what...
I will continue investigating here and call you if...
Понятненько.
Everyone, I've found something that you should all have a look at.
Oh, seems Kazuha discovered something. Let's go see what he's got.
This flower pot was in my house for a long time. I heard that it was left behind by my great-grandfather.
Yeah, the plants seem to have been dead for a while now.
Well, after my great-grandfather stopped studying the forging arts, he picked up the hobby of keeping bonsai plants. Most of his prized plants were given to others once he became seriously ill. But he specifically left behind this dead plant at the time, and even instructed my grandfather not to throw it away in his will. My grandfather deeply regretted that he never managed to reconcile with my great-grandfather, so he left the plant exactly as it was. But now that I think about it, my great-grandfather could very well have left it behind for other reasons.
Now that you mention it, this flower pot is kinda...
Yes. Let's take a closer look, shall we?
Ух ты.
We finally found something! Do you think someone already discovered the compartment and swapped the contents?
No, I do not think that is the case here. See the paper? It's quite yellowed, which...
You mean to say that these sheets have been written with special ink, like that which Miss Kamisato found before?
Yes, I agree with this hypothesis.
Okay, let's give it a dunk then.
There is a pond outside the police station.
Well, how did it go?
Just as everyone guessed, after I sprinkled some water onto the paper, writing
Oh? What does the letter say?
It is. I'll tell you what my great-grandfather... Everyone, please follow me.
Легко послал.
Kaedehara, why did you lead us to this beach?
It is. In fact, my great-grandfather and the head of the Kamisato clan tracked the fleeing swordsmiths to this very location. Our hypothesis was correct. My great-grandfather was well aware of the truth behind the defective blades. And it was right here where they encountered the culprit who framed the Kaedehara clan and the Raiden Gokaden. It reads, "To whoever reads this letter, I, Kaedehara Yoshinori, have been held to a certain secret throughout my entire life. All those years ago, when I was pursuing the swordsmiths alongside Commissioner Kamisato of the Yashiro Commission, I was not injured by one of the fleeing smiths.
It was night, and after the clues led us down to shore, I waited for the culprits to show themselves. However, there were no swordsmiths in sight, only a single eccentric stranger. This stranger claimed to be the one behind the failed forgings and said that he had been patiently waiting for us. He then threatened to destroy the Raiden Gokaden.
Здравствуйте, девушка.
That person was of able body, and in a blink of an eye,
Ой,
myself and the accompanying samurai had been defeated. Commissioner Kamisato was severely wounded, and I barely escaped death myself. My hat had fortunately blunted a blow to my head. The unusual stranger could have easily claimed my life at that moment. But, after noticing my appearance, he stopped his attacks and sternly asked if I had any connection with the name Niwa. I answered that it was my father's surname, and after my father disappeared, I was adopted by the Kaedehara family. Upon hearing my answer, the stranger paused. After a long silence, he suddenly said, "Tell her this. My name is Kuni Kuzushi." He then turned and left.
Wow. So that's what really happened.
Yes. My great-grandfather and the head of the Kamisato clan escaped from death and learned that the forging diagram had been tampered with by Kuni Kuzushi. However, due to the encounter, the head of the Kamisato clan was worried that my great-grandfather would be falsely accused of being involved with the perpetrator. So even on his deathbed, the master of the Kamisato clan cautioned my great-grandfather to never speak of what happened, because the perpetrator said he would destroy the Raiden Gokaden. My great-grandfather worried that the perpetrator would still return for vengeance. So, he said, "As the leader of the Kaedehara clan, I am deeply ashamed to witness the decline of the Ishin art. But as a father, it is my priority to ensure the safety of my children and grandchildren." Yes, that's right. If my grandpa had somehow discovered the secret behind the tampered diagram all those years ago, perhaps my great-grandfather would have told him the truth. Unfortunately, he failed to catch any of the hints in my great-grandfather's words. Miss Kamisato, it appears you were unaware of the happenings that my great-grandfather described here. What are your thoughts?
I suppose the reason the head of the Kamisato house never spoke of this to the family was due to similar safety concerns. If the perpetrator was capable of tampering with even the Shogun's diagrams, and could single-handedly defeat many men, then he is not an ordinary enemy. I will discuss this matter with Brother shortly, and investigate the identity behind the one called Kunikuzushi. Rest assured, we will act cautiously.
To be honest, as I read the letter, I felt much turbulence in my heart. But now I've managed to calm myself. My great-grandfather said in the letter that he did not wish his descendants to blindly seek revenge and be deceived by things of the past. Though he was in a tight situation when he wrote these words, I feel like they are still valid nonetheless. I think what's most important for each person is not the past, but the present. Even though we must carry the burdens from the past, there are also things we wish to strive for. Therefore, knowing the truth behind what happened is enough for me. I will live on just as my great-grandfather had hoped. That being said, if the enemy from all those years ago is still lurking and plotting to stir up more trouble, then I definitely won't turn a blind eye. These are simply insights I've gathered from all that I've experienced. Thank you all for accompanying me in my search for the truth behind that incident.
Great! Now that we're done here, let's head back to Rito.
Вернемся на площадь.
Today is the final stage of the Irodori festival. Not only will there be Shincho's signing event, but Albedo's painting of Kuranushi will also be unveiled. Let's take a stroll through the festival venue.
Albedo сейчас нам покажет новый
Hello,
портрет.
traveler. Paimon?
Albedo, why is the portrait of Kuranushi all covered up?
Мы хотим
Paimon wants to see
посмотреть.
what you're...
Don't worry. The unveiling ceremony will... I will say that I'm most satisfied with this particular work. I even made a special trip to see someone in order to complete it.
Очень таинственно и подозрительно.
Is that so?
Ищите друзей на мероприятии. Так. Вентис, я и Мика.
Well,
Hey! What are you two doing together? Don't think we...
is that so? I'm afraid you're just overthinking things.
We were merely discussing wine and food. I'm sure you two wouldn't be interested.
Кажется, у них очень схожий.
Speaking
Tomorrow.
of good sides with sake, I personally prefer fried tofu.
Forget it. Even if those two are plotting something, they'd still never let us know.
Так. Аята. И Аяка.
Greetings, traveler.
Oh, Ayato! We finally get to see the busiest person of all.
Yes, there were many things which required my attention these past few days. Fortunately, the Irodori festival is proceeding smoothly. The Tri-Commission cooperated closely to prepare this festival, so at long last, I can take a break today.
Brother and I are very grateful for your help.
Thomas sure is taking his sweet time.
Расскажет, что сыто.
Yes. Today is one of the rare occasions when Brother isn't busy. I was going to buy some books, but he said he wanted to come along. His treat. However, he forgot his wallet at home, so he asked Toma to go back and fetch.
Paimon didn't think Ayato could ever be forgetful like that.
Brother always works diligently, and it's rare for him to ever put his duties to the side and relax. So, Toma and I really cherish such moments when he's forgetful.
Why do things have to be this way? Пазуха.
Kazuha, what are you doing here? Why aren't you at the festival?
I came here to take in the sea breeze. Such a bustling atmosphere is never really to my liking. I knew you were still worried about me. Thank you, but please, don't worry. The things I said in front of everyone weren't just pretty-sounding excuses. Look, see this familiar harbor in front of us? Before, you could sit here all day without seeing a single ship pass through. Instead, all you would see were soldiers from the Kanjo Commission, guarding against possible intruders. But now, it's become a bustling place. Not only are foreigners coming to Inazuma again, but traffic between here and Watatsumi Island has also been picking up.
Yeah, Inazuma's already started to change, huh?
I was thinking, in some ways, each and every one of us are similar to this country. It might take a different amount of time for different people, but there will inevitably come a day when each person can let go of their burdens. And when they finally let go, they are free to follow the wind as they please.
Так. Кто четвертый? Листики подписывай. Что тут очередь? И можно пролезть.
Traveler, Paimon, it's a pleasure to see you. Indeed it did. Thanks to you, the signing event went off without a hitch. And I must say, the readers seem most satisfied.
Отлично.
Shito, is it just Paimon, or are you on the lookout for something?
You aren't mistaken, though I'm ashamed to admit it.
Ну,
But in
что
fact,
такое?
I have been on the watch for tourists from Liyue.
Почему?
After all, I came to Inazuma under the pretext of evaluating a potential investment. If an acquaintance were to see me sitting here, then there would be no way to hide the truth from my father. Fortunately, the crowds of readers that came flocking over have kept the usual tourists at bay. Oh, I should mention, Shu is also unaware of the real purpose of my trip. If you happen to meet him, please, remember to keep it a secret. Then, please accept my thanks in advance. I'm sorry that I can't chat long. There are still readers waiting in line. I'll see you later at the unveiling ceremony for Kuronushi's portrait.
It's time for the portrait's unveiling ceremony. Let's head over to the 5 Kasen Plaza.
Everyone, welcome to the magnificent Irodori Festival. Today, we have ushered in the final stage of our festival. And now we will reveal the final portrait of the 5 Kasen, Kuronushi, which was done by none other than our guest artist from Mondstadt, Count.
Paimon has no idea what Albedo's portrait looks like. Oh, this is so nerve-wracking.
Let's all count down together. 3, 2, 1.
Ну,
What's this? This piece depicts nothing but a background. I suppose Calx must have forgotten to include the character. Let's hear some words from Calx himself regarding the creative process behind this piece.
Hello, everyone. First, I would like to say that it was an honor to be invited to create the portraits of the five Kasen. The five Kasen are legendary figures from ancient Inazuma, famous for their works of poetry. As time passed, poems were composed about them, and they became the subjects of many stories. I learned from existing sources about those stories that the character of Kuronushi is the deepest and most differing of the five Kasen. Moreover, Kuronushi lacks a dedicated chapter among the stories. It's as if he is a behind-the-scenes role of the five Kasen. Perhaps we can assume that every creator had a different understanding of Kuronushi. So, in the same way, I also wanted to leave this character to everyone's own imagination. After all, the Irodori Festival is a place for everyone to express their minds through creative works.
Yep, that's Albedo for ya. His super logical explanation is sure to win everyone's approval. Well, it seems that our adventures at the Irodori Festival have come to a close. Huh? Oh, right! We still haven't figured out who left those stories of the five Kasen for us to find. Really? Come on then, who is it? Tell Paimon! Well, that makes sense. Otherwise, there'd be no way to give the right. Even though they were using stories to hint us toward Shincho's troubles, the real goal was... Oh! Paimon gets it now!
Сама знаешь,
at least Paimon,
кем?
let's go!
Какая загадка-то. Сами знаете кого, найдите сами знаете кого. Его?
Ayato! You're the one behind this, but don't you think you overdid it a little? Leading all your friends on a wild hunt like that?
As it just so happens, one of the reasons I'm here today is to explain the details behind this.
Paimon wants to see how you...
First of all, the start of this whole incident was due to mere happenstance. You see, Lady Yai happened to catch sight of Shincho and the editor carrying the books away one night. She thought it was interesting, so she asked me to tease them a bit.
Значит, я и Мика в курсе была.
So it was Miko after all! Paimon knew it! This thing had Miko written all over it!
That's right. But using the story of the five Kasen to guide you to the Kaedehara family's secrets was my personal touch. As for my roundabout approach, well, that was something which I had no choice but to do. Yes. Due to a certain incident that occurred earlier, I happened to notice the bonsai plants left behind by Kaedehara Yoshinori, as well as the blank papers hidden inside. I knew there was more than meets the eye regarding those papers, but it took me some time to figure out the secret behind the ink. What Kaedehara Yoshinori said in the letter is very important for both the Kamisato clan and the descendants of the Kaedehara clan, especially Kazuha. The Kaedehara clan used to be subordinates of the Kamisato clan. It was my ancestors who were unable to protect them all those years ago. So now, this obligation fell on my shoulders. Although he has the right to know the truth, the closer he draws to things hidden out of sight, the closer he also draws to danger. I had to confirm whether Kazuha has both the will and ability to be privy to the truth. Of course, I could outright tell him the truth that I had discovered, but maybe he doesn't have the will that's required. In that case, the truth would only become a burden to him. If he lacks the ability, then he wouldn't be able to find the truth in the first place. In which case, it would be better to keep him away from danger altogether. Kaedehara Yoshinori left his message in a roundabout way precisely for this reason. For a long time, I yearned for a suitable opportunity to convey this matter. Right up until the night when a legend of sword was smuggled away.
Oh, Paimon gets it now. Yeah, it wasn't only
I figured you would ask this question eventually. I merely saw that this matter would be of value to you. And more importantly, I hoped that while Kazuha and Ayaka were looking for the answer, reliable friends who would be willing to protect them and make measured decisions, because it is also very likely that you will face the same enemy together in the future. You already know the answer. The answer is actually hidden in the portrait of Kuronushi. When there is no one else near the portrait, you can confirm with your... As for the means of revealing that answer, well...
Предлагает намочить картину. Похоже на это. Ой.
It's getting pretty late, so nobody else is around. So Ayato must have been. It's the balladeer. So he was the one behind the trouble all those years ago.
Понятно.
When there is no one else near the portrait, you can confirm. As for the means of revealing that answer, well, also, I mentioned earlier that the occurrence of a certain incident, it was just after the Shogun announced the abolition of the Sakoku decree. They had discovered signs that someone had entered the warehouse storing the Commission's articles of... I felt something unusual about that incident. So I told Kujo Sara of the Tenryou In the meantime, I sent a member of the Shumatsuban to keep watch over the warehouse.
You mean?
I let him search for a while, but in the end, he found...
Why didn't you send someone to catch him?
The best way to protect a secret is to treat it as if it doesn't exist. After he left Inazuma, I carefully checked the Kaidahara clan's belongings. I am certain that the papers are the secret which the infiltrators... So, now on to my final. Which part of Kaidahara Yoshinori's experiences was the secret that needed to be protected? As for now, please, enjoy yourselves at the Irodori festival.
Загадки, все загадки. Что ж, ура, ура, задание выполнено. И ничего здесь не появляется. Класс. Ширмочку дали, отлично. Что ж, друзья по переписке. Какой-то еще у меня остался квест. О, лисичка, класс. Это нужно получить. Так, еще тут вот что вылезло. Сгоняем. И что? Вот он в мечах. Так, снова в путь. Какую интригу они затеяли. Интересно. Я так и не узнала, что случилось с Эйтом, который напился соевого молока. На мель. Или... Так, кажется, появился третий противник. Мисима Мититоси. Ух, опять какой огромный. блондинка. Блондинка ему не соперник. Очень интересно выражается. Окей. Давай уже покончим с этим. Играли в гляделки.
Let me try my blade. This will end you. This will do. Cheap tricks.
Кажется, мне стало получаться получше. Отлично. Да. Засчитали. Так, ну на сложных уровнях мне это пока не очень хочется делать. Может быть, как-нибудь. Вот, мне больше интересно вот это дело. Друзья по переписке. Лисичку хочу получить. С 8 до 10, значит, время мне нужно. Следующего дня. Ну, поехали. Ой, не поняла, что случилось. Обалдеть. Кажется, у меня что-то глюкануло. Упс. Ну, вроде обошлось. Что это вообще было? Да. Веселые приключения. Знаю, пойму, давай узнаем. Кто же прибыл? Ой, смотрите, как
Traveler Paimon, nice to see you again. Wow, it's Kokomi and Goro. So the divine priestess and the general of Watatsumi Island have come to take part in the Irodori festival. Yes, but we are not here representing Watatsumi Island's administration. Things are quiet in Watatsumi Island at the moment, and I wanted to buy some books. So Goro was not greatly interested in the Irodori festival. But he said if I was going to Rito, he would join me.
Her Excellency is traveling outside of Watatsumi Island and also meeting her pen pal today. As her general, it is my duty to ensure her safety at every turn.
Pen pal? Yes, we started corresponding just recently. My pen pal and I share very similar tastes in light novels, and we always have a lot of interesting thoughts to share. Since we were both coming to the Irodori festival this time, we decided to take the opportunity to hold a book review session and discuss our views on various novels in more depth. Sounds pretty professional. Hey, since you both like novels... It's almost time. Goro and I must go... Kokomi, Paimon's super curious about this pen pal. Let me think.
Паймон тоже любопытно. Пойдемте узнаем. Мне интересно тоже. Что за тайный друг по переписке?
This is the meeting spot.
There's no one else.
My.
Ай, ну конечно,
Have we here?
Почему-то я так и подумала. Две жрицы, конечно же.
Мико? Oh no, Paimon hadn't counted on running into Miko. She and Kokomi are on different sides, and they also believe in different gods. Or are they gonna end up having a fight?
Lady Guji of the Grand Narukami Shrine. No wonder. I was just wondering where that air of superiority was coming from.
If it isn't the leader of Watatsumi Island, who looks as soft as a jellyfish, but whose words sting like one too.
Uh-oh, this is getting out of control fast!
Hello. Nice to meet you, fried tofu with all the frills.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine, soul of the deep.
Да, их никнеймы.
Hey, what's going on here?
Какая прелесть.
Miko is Kokomi's pen pal? No, it can't be. Look at them. Clearly they already knew each...
Whatever are you talking about? I don't understand. I'm simply here for the book review session with Miss Soul of the Deep. Let's go. The venue for this meeting is in the Konjo Commission headquarters up there. The view is excellent, making it a perfect place to drink tea and discuss creative ideas.
Who holds a book review in the Konjo Commission? You seriously expect anyone to believe that? You're not here to talk about shaking up the Inazuma literary scene. You're here to talk about...
Watatsumi Island will soon hold formal talks with the shogunate on...
Right, especially with someone outside of the shogunate like myself, who isn't... But this is just our first meeting. It's a little...
Huh.
By the way, where is your
Huh, that's right. Where did Goro go?
А я и правда поверила, что они там легкий роман решили обсудить.
Buy some books for me.
Oh, what a pity.
Traveler. I'd like to talk... I have been getting the sense that... I noticed he instinctively hid as soon as he saw her just now. So... I would like to give him the tap, but Goro rarely buys anything. So...
Kokomi, you focus on the meeting with...
Thank you. I'm...
Понятно. Вот и Горо. Задумчиво смотрит в стенку.
Oh, it's you. I wasn't expecting you-know-who to I came here to ensure the safety of Her Excellency, but now I'm useless.
Goro, don't be so hard on yourself.
Oh, Her Excellency's purchase list. Got it. This is how
Goro, let us come with you. We can...
У Горо какие-то сложности. Конкретно с Яймикой или в принципе такая-то что-то? Ага.
There is a children's storybook on this list called Night at Mount Yogo.
Сборник рассказов.
Yes, it's for the children of Watatsumi Island. Her Excellency says that this... Hello, I'll take 5...
Thank you for your pay. Wow, you're a lucky customer. There's a coupon in one of the...
Ух ты! Подарок?
Here you go. A toy box. It's all yours.
Ой, какая милая.
What?
Кажется, ему не нравится Лиса.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Thanks for the gift.
Какая
Could you maybe look after the toy for me?
Беру.
Yes. As a thank you gift.
Seems like Goro still has...
Okay, next up, this isn't the focus of this trip, but let's go buy a light novel.
Понятия не имею, что там была за встреча.
It says on the list that Her Excellency had an editor called Onodera purchase the latest issue of A Legend of...
Oh, we know him!
Thanks for your support. I really want to invite Mr. Koko. Excuse me, are you Mr. Onodera?
Hello there. Yes, I have the book right here. I heard.
Oh, also, if you have the.
All right, let me. Oh my goodness. You were the 100th reader
Тоже
to buy the
повезло.
saga
Сотый
Hamavaran.
покупатель.
That entitles you to receive a special edition version with a review personally written by Lady Yai herself.
Что-то, мне кажется, тут кто-то что-то
Are you okay?
подстроил.
I'm. Her Soul of the Deep asked me to buy this book after all.
Goro does not look like he's enjoying this at all.
Oh, one other thing. Because of the amount of your purchase, you're able.
В каком-то розыгрыше сейчас поучаствуем.
Sir, please take your lucky draw whenever you are ready.
Just turn the handle and a prize ball will come out. Maybe today's your lucky day.
Come on, Goro.
Крути, давай.
Let me see. Oh,
Ух
wow.
ты!
Incredible!
Goro, you're a lucky duck.
The grand prize is a full collection of each light novel published by Yai Publishing House.
Обалдеть.
Not only is the prize awarded personally
Лично
by Lady Yai,
госпожи.
but you will also have the chance to shake hands.
What? Not only do I have to meet her, but I have to.
What? This guy won the Yai Publishing House's grand prize? Wow, that's so lucky!
An entire set of all their light novels. That's worth a lot of money.
Excuse me, ma'am. Could we?
Huh? You mean you
Goro?
Не
Don't give up your
отказывайся.
prize. If you don't.
No, that's not what I meant. I'm not giving up the prize, and but I have a request. I would like to ask Yai Publishing House.
Agricultural science.
Yes, the land in Watatsumi Island is quite barren, and only one of her Soul of the Deep's core objectives. If I can get these books as my prize instead, we can save a lot of money.
I see. I understand your request. I will contact Lady Yai now. Please wait for our reply at the 5 Kasen Plaza.
Okay.
Какой молодец. Не растерялся. Я думаю, я им что-нибудь
That was pretty
придумаю.
brave of you. You clearly don't like having to deal with Miko, but you still agreed.
You think so? I guess I got a burst of courage when I thought about Her Excellency's orders and that I am the General of Watatsumi Island. I'm ready now. I feel like I'm back on the battlefield.
You still look pretty nervous.
Well, probably because I just realized she might make a cunning counter request just to toy with me.
Sorry for keeping you all waiting.
How did it go?
Lady Yai has agreed to your request to swap the...
That's great!
Additionally, Lady Yai says that she will include a few extra works. You may accompany me to Yai Publishing House's warehouse to select your preferred books.
You'll package the books.
Lady Yai said selecting the books may take up a lot of your time and energy. To ensure you... Although, she did leave you a letter.
I didn't think Yai Miko would cancel the ceremony. Huh. Anyway, I'll go with the editor to pick the books now. I won't trouble you guys. Great. See you tomorrow.
Окей. Так, надеюсь, у меня на этот раз часы не... скольки? Да, так вроде бы уже, нет? Странно. С 6 уже? Ладно. Странная штука со временем какая-то. Это все довольно-таки забавно. Кажется, это событие очень веселенькое получилось. Ну, местами. Местами не очень. Все же довольно-таки приятное.
Traveler, Paimon, thank you for coming to see us off. Very worthwhile. The book review session was a big success. Goro also made a great contribution.
I may have won the prize, but ultimately, it was Yai Miko who gave us...
Speaking of, didn't Yai Miko send you a letter yesterday?
Oh, I almost forgot. I'll read it now.
Dear Goro, I suppose you must have been extremely nervous when you heard about the prospect of the award ceremony and the photo. It came as a surprise indeed to learn that not only did you accept those conditions, you also made your own demands. Your courage has won my respect. Those books are a token of my goodwill to Watatsumi Island, and also my gift to you. I do hope you like them. Ah, yes, I'm sure that by this point you must be feeling ever so grateful for my kindness and are looking for a way to repay me, yes? Well, here's your chance. Yai Publishing House will host an event next month, and we are looking for someone to dress up as a character from a light novel and interact with the fans. Goro, you are not only patient, but also very beautiful. Why don't you come and help us? I'll prepare a tailor-made outfit just for you. Oh, and by the way, it'll be a woman's outfit.
А вот это подстава.
I knew it! I knew she was up to something!
Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй. Ну, в принципе, может отказаться, наверное. Что ж, смотрим. Дали лисичку, ура, отлично. Квесты сделаны, ура, события. Что ж, мне тут осталось совсем чуть-чуть. Полагаю, я это уже стримить не буду, потому что, наверное, это не сильно интересно. Я даже не уверена, что я буду это проходить. Ну, хотя надо бы, конечно. Вот. Я очень рада, что поучаствовала. Класс, что успела. Мне очень понравилось это событие, надеюсь. Я не одна такая. Было интересно. Спасибо за внимание. И хорошего вечера. Надеюсь, до новых встреч. Пока-пока.